Star Wars Battlefront 1 sucked, for those of you who remember that game. Back when the game first came out, I thought it was the best thing ever, but looking back in hindsight, I was tripping balls. There were only 2 lightsaber heroes in a Star Wars game. Nonetheless, bro, I dropped 200 hours into that game like it was nothing, so I guess I don't really have the right to talk. But soon after that game, my life changed when they announced that they were going to be making Star Wars Battlefront 2. They dropped one of the most iconic gaming trailers ever that got everyone on the planet Earth hyped as shit for this game. I know you guys remember that transition from the clone troopers to the stormtroopers to the First Order. They were killing it. They were killing it. They announced that the game was going to have all 3 eras. Already at the start, there were 6 lightsaber heroes, and then it launched and completely fucking failed. But we're past all that, and now Star Wars Battlefront 2 is potentially one of the best multiplayer games ever made. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? I'm Treyllo. Welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Even though I talk about so many games on this channel, I neglected to talk about one of my favorite games I've ever played. Even though there were so many problems along the way, this game is truly a masterpiece. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You might have immediately been turned off from this video because you don't like Star Wars. There is still a massive population of people that still think that Star Wars is that loot boxy trash game all the way back from 2017. So many people are still in that mindset and think the game hasn't changed. You think of a Star Wars game, you wonder like how companies can mess it up because the universe, the characters, all the assets are already there for you in the world. No multiplayer game immerses you into a universe like Star Wars Battlefront 2 does. Everywhere you look, there's battles going on in the background, starship fights in the air. It's Battlefield, but in Star Wars. The game hit the spot with capturing all 3 eras of Star Wars. In 2021, if your game's not dropping with a sufficient amount of content, it will get flamed by the gaming community. People will call the developers lazy, people will call the game unfun, not enough playtime. Battlefront 2 did not have this problem. Immediately from the start, it dropped with 14 heroes, it dropped with 14 maps, over 10 vehicles, a ton of special classes, a damn single player campaign, starfighter assault battles, heroes versus villains, an entire card and progression system. Star Wars was not lacking on the content at all. When you bought Star Wars, every cent of your $60 was going to something. And the game had something for all Star Wars fans because it was all 3 eras. You had heroes from every era, you had specialists from every era, you had the models from every era. You wanted to play as the droids, you wanted to play as the First Order, you wanted to play as the clones, all of that content was there. The gameplay in Star Wars also is what makes it what it is. One of the main reasons I play Star Wars personally is just to play heroes. There's literally over 20 heroes in the game now, 10 of them being lightsaber heroes. They made the huge change to implement a battle point system which rewarded better players so they could get heroes more often, and that's where all the fun is. Playing these heroes in Star Wars Battlefront 2, especially in the Galactic Assault modes and the Conquest modes, is an unmatched feeling. When you're playing as these heroes with the Force, you have the Force. You are an unstoppable menace. You have abilities that rival God. You can go on these massive kill streaks. You can customize your heroes. All the heroes felt fluid. All of them had unique and different abilities. The gunplay and the different blasters were also extremely diverse. Even if you weren't a Star Wars fan, you could still come into Star Wars Battlefront 2 and have a good time just because the gameplay was smooth. It was easy to pick up and it was satisfying when you got kills. They finally added the class system. You could customize your own classes. You could make your own builds. This made the gameplay so much more unique than everyone using the same 2 things and same 3 star cards in Star Wars Battlefront 1. For once, there was actual variety in people's playstyle. Of course, DICE contributes mainly to this smooth gameplay. The game is on the Frostbite engine, which is one of the best engines for high-tier graphics and good optimization with it. Even with low-end to mid-tier PCs, you're running Star Wars Battlefront at 60 FPS, and that's something you can't say about every game with good graphics. This allows the game to be accessible and fun to everybody who plays it. And it was addicting too. When you started getting good, started getting heroes often, you could drop hours into this game. Me personally, I almost have 600 hours in the game. Goes to show you how much better I am than you. All those things make Battlefront 2 good, but what makes it awesome? Those things are what came after the release. The developers at DICE did not give up on this game, and thank God they didn't, because if they gave up, it would not be what it is today, and we would not be ever making this video. The expansion content in Star Wars Battlefront 2 brought everything full circle. The game went from being average but probably going to die to a game that had a bright future. First, they revamped the progression system, which truly brought the game back to life. They added a really solid leveling system that kind of removed the need for loot boxes, and that kind of fixed most of the community issues, but most people weren't even aware that that was fixed. Not until that Obi-Wan Geonosis trailer dropped. This changed everything. In one trailer, they announced both the map Geonosis, Obi-Wan Kenobi as a hero, and General Grievous. This was incredibly hype for anybody that knew anything about Star Wars. When this content dropped, it was all amazing. Obi-Wan Kenobi was sick, General Grievous was sick, and Geonosis was sick. They nailed it perfectly, and that gave everyone so much confidence for the future content that would come to the game. And then they hit us with Count Dooku, they hit us with Anakin Skywalker. 4 majorly iconic heroes were added to the game, and Star Wars Battlefront 2 was starting to feel complete. Throughout all this time, they were also fixing bugs, fixing characters, adding tons of new skins for heroes and battalion troops. In all of the expansion packs released, they did not drop one bad batch of content. See what I did there? They added a new supremacy mode that completely changed how people saw the game. They added stealth droids, they added droidicas, they added commandos. They were hitting all the check marks for things people wanted in the game. It was a blessing because the game was reviving itself. It was coming back simply because of the work they put into it. And that's partially the reason why Star Wars Battlefront 2 is so awesome, the redemption story. The game's player count peaked 2 years after it came out, and that never happens. They did so many things right that it completely reverted the player base's idea of what the game was and changed everything. The final expansion pack of Star Wars Battlefront 2 was very solid, but it was sad that it was the end of support for the game. They not only dropped a new map from the sequel trilogy to go with the new Star Wars movie, they also dropped BB-9E and BB-8, a Sith trooper, a jetpack trooper, and 2 new reinforcements for the Rebellion. Massive expansion pack to drop. And right after that, they dropped the Rogue One map Scarif along with 5 new weapons. Unfortunately though, that was it. Star Wars is a multiplayer casual game that you can hop on anytime and just have fun. There's no voice chat, there's no competitive modes, it's just an open sandbox Star Wars game that nails everything that it needs to nail. Star Wars Battlefront 2 today is a 100% complete game, and even though I wish we got Ahsoka and Ventress and maybe a couple other heroes, where it ended was a good spot. It's still super solid to hop back on today and still has a decent player base. I have almost 600 hours on the game and I do not feel as if one of those hours was wasted. I don't hop on it nearly as much as I used to, but every once in a while I will find time to go on, play a hero real quick, frag some kids, and then hop off. The game was never meant to be a game that you played for extremely long periods of time, but simply just a game that when you did play it, you were playing the best multiplayer Star Wars game there was. I don't have any doubt that Star Wars Battlefront 2 in my mind is one of the best multiplayer games. There's no doubt that it's done something that no other game has ever done. All of those things contribute to how awesome it was. Guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me know if you've played Star Wars Battlefront 2, and if you did, let me know why you enjoy it. Tell me how many hours you have on it as well. Without further ado, guys, I'm Treyllo, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.